Hello everyone there in YouTube world. My name is General Kenobi, and like always, I got a good one for you today. Let's talk about one of my favorite YouTubers, Doug Walker. Known as the Nostalgia Critic, Doug's motto, I remember it so you don't have to. He reviews movies, TV shows, and other things with a nostalgic feel to them. He started in 2008 and is still going strong today as he has officially started his 14th season. And we're going to look at what I think are some of his best reviews. Now, take into account that it would be impossible to look at all of his videos since he has done 13 full seasons with 52 episodes in a season. So it would be next to impossible for me to go over every single one of the videos that he's done. So if you have some ideas on what you think are the best Nostalgia Critic videos, let me know in the comments down below, and there may be a part 2 to this video. So, with that out of the way, sit back and enjoy the top 11 Nostalgia Critic episodes. Why top 11? Because why not? This is the top 11 Nostalgia Critic episodes.
Number 11.
They go outside to continue looking for the egg, and wow, Barney should never be shot from that angle. Oh my god, this purple meth just kicked in, and you're looking like Willy Wonka painted over Jack Skellington, man! Meth, kids, meth!
Barney's Great Adventure. I'm putting this one so low on the list for personal reasons. I loved Barney when I was a kid. I even slept with the stuffed Barney doll when I was a kid. When this review first came out, I watched it at least 6 times, and I loved every moment of it. Then I was lucky enough to find the full version of the movie on YouTube, and I watched it with no regrets, and it was awesome. It was just pure, pathetic nostalgia. It was just pure. Part of the reason Doug reviewed the movie was to find out why, once you're over the age of like 3, you hated this purple dinosaur, and why shows like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street were a lot more successful. Part of that was the fact that no matter what happened, Barney was always happy. There could have been, this didn't actually happen, but there could have been a death on the show. One of the characters from the show could have died, and Barney would have still been cheerful and happy, and that's just not appropriate. However, in Sesame Street, this actually did happen. One of the characters on Sesame Street died, and they ended up explaining what death is, and everybody was sad. Especially Big Bird, who didn't fully understand that when somebody dies, they're not coming back. Barney couldn't do that. It's a great review, a great trip down memory lane, and a great way to start off our video.
Number 10.
I'm just waiting for Dirk the Daring to slice his head off, or the T-Rex from Land Before Time to devour him, or the owl from Secret of Nin to peck his little face out. Don Bluth up this Don Bluth film! And I know what you're thinking. Aren't I being a little too hard on an animation legend? Well, if he has a problem with it, he can tell me himself. Don Bluth? Oh my god, I am the biggest fan ever! Oh my god, Don Bluth, look at me right now! Oh my god, Secret of Nim is one of my favorite all-time movies. Holy shit, American Tail, when he's just like, I'll never find my parents, but they're right there! Look to the fucking left! Land Before Time, oh my god! Before George Lucas was a swear word, that was like the most unbelievable thing! I want a kick-ass movie about dinosaurs! You are amazing! And what are you doing right now?
Just waiting. I want to see what you're going to do.
What? Oh, I see. Because I made fun of some of your work in the past, you're giving me the silent treatment, huh? Okay, alright. I'm not gonna be intimidated by a film giant like you. You're gonna give me the silent treatment? I can give you the exact same thing back. Knock, knock. Oh, come on. It's the law. You have to say who's there. Knock, knock. Who's there? You go. You go who? You go bye-bye! How the hell are you doing that? Ah! One of these buttons has to work. What's this one do?
The commercial specials. I'm putting all of these in one spot because they are all good. Once a year, starting with the third season, Doug takes a break from reviewing movies and TV shows and reviews commercials. He sticks with commercials with that nostalgic feel to them, but chances are there is bound to be at least one commercial you have seen when you were a kid. Considering he's now done, I think he's done 10 of these specials by now. There's even a time where he had special guest legendary animator Don Bluth. I'm not kidding. He actually did have him on, and it was a segue to his next video where he reviewed the Dragon's Lair games, which Don Bluth was one of the leading animators for that game. There you go. And another review he had Michael. I don't remember his last name. I apologize. I'll put the name here. But he was one of the composers for a lot of really good video games like Halo, Destiny, and a couple of others. And he was also someone that helped out with the Flintstones kids vitamin jingle. In fact, he said in the review that the girl that says and growing at the end, that was his daughter that did that. So if you want to see some old school commercials, tune in every November to see the newest special. You never know who you will see or what commercial you will see.
Number 9.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Yes, they made a movie out of this silly song, and it's just as bad as you think it is. Every year, Doug has 2 theme months. One of them is Nostalgiaween. The other is during December, he reviews Christmas movies. Now, the critic loves Christmas so much that it is scary. Every year, his love of Christmas gets bigger and bigger. So much so that they decided to put a chill patch on the back of his neck. Someone, however, thinks that he should be free to enjoy Christmas like he always does. I'm not going to name names. You know who you are. You know what you did. Everyone says that's a bad idea because this person has no idea what he has been like. Not listening, they remove the patch, and this happens. Now, before I play this clip, there is a seizure warning here. There will be a lot of flashing colors that may trigger something, so please skip this if you do not like flashing images or prone to seizures. Here we go. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to play any part of the song because I do try and keep this channel mostly family friendly, and there's a lot of really bad language in the song. So I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can watch it later at your own convenience. But it is a good song. It is a pretty good song.
Number 8.
Goku wakes up Roshi and makes the sad discovery that Chow Yun-fat found a film worse than Pirates 3 to appear in.
Stop! Your CGI is atrocious!
I am Muten Roshi, the Invincible!
To be fair, Chow Yun-fat, while certainly different, is not that bad a choice for this role. He's a wisecracker, a little pervy, and energetically full of himself. But then there's scenes like this.
My grandfather is dead.
It doesn't get rid of the pain,
But it does make it hurt a little less.
Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, I'm not a really big fan of the Dragon Ball series. Most of my knowledge about the Dragon Ball series comes from Death Battle, from the various Death Battle characters that they have had on the Death Battle show. However, just from watching this video, I can see why people hate this movie. If you're a fan of the series, you hate what they did to all the characters and everything else. If you're a newcomer to the series, you're like, what the hell is this? And you saw in the clip that they screwed up the fighting and make fun of the characters. Yeah, they pretty much took all of the source material, which is, there's so much source material from all the TV shows, the anime comics, the video games. I think there's been a couple animated Dragon Ball movies. They took all that and pretty much just threw it out the window. Pretty much. In this review, Doug was joined by a guy that reviews Dragon Ball Z things and a guy that reviews Yu-Gi-Oh things. So yeah, that was really because Doug has had little to no knowledge about Dragon Ball, so he wanted to make sure that things he didn't know were covered. So if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, don't watch this movie. Stay far away from it. Far away.
Far away.
Number 7.
I swear you could be anywhere, and as soon as you hear that guy shout Mortal Kombat, you'll be forced to kick something's ass. Oh, Mr. Monkey. Oh, you'll protect me from the monsters under the bed. Mr. Monkey, I'm sorry! It's Mortal Kombat!
The top 11 movie themes. Want to expand your music playlist a little bit? Look no further. He goes over what he thinks are the 11 best movie themes. He mentions movie themes like Mortal Kombat, Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, Terminator, and more. Not too much more to say about this, other than, like I said, it's a great way to expand your playlist by 11 songs.
Number 6.
While they're driving towards the Twister, we're fortunate enough to listen to some of Annoyance's greatest hits.
Hey, you guys! Woohoo!
How is this the least bit charming? No, I don't need any musical help from you, okay? That's just scary.
Where the wind comes
Oh, please, not another song! This is a little too much to handle. No, this is crazy. This is madness. This isn't the least bit delightful. Is there an ejection button anywhere? All right, elephant. Get back here, you coward! Don't leave me!
Twister. This is back when we liked movies that involve natural disasters. Movies like Dante's Peak and Twister. I actually do like this movie. In fact, a little joke I have is I like to watch this movie whenever a hurricane is knocking on our door. The critic did not like this movie at all. He says that the reason this movie did so well was because of the effects. Everything else was just a really bad movie. It was funny seeing his reaction to the main characters dodging debris, though.
But the Twister quickly starts coming after our heroes as it throws everything in their path.
Right!
Push the A button! Push the A button! Everything you can imagine is thrown at them. Wheels, debris, tractors, even a friggin' house. Good God, what else could they possibly throw in their way? Look out! It's the Sears Tower! The Titanic! Ozzy Osbourne!
What's all this about the tornado? Hey!
Number 5.
As a special treat, here's the original music from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to play us out.
Willy Wonka, he makes some chocolate.
No! Play something else! Play something else! Something else! Yeah, something else!
Alright, enough is enough. This is the final, this is the very, very last straw! Who is responsible for this? I demand that you show yourself! Who are you? Huh?
Ain't I a stinker?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This was a segment that Doug started where he looked at something old and nostalgic and compared it to a recent remake. These are great because it's like 2 reviews in one. He's pretty much reviewing two movies. He looks at things like the main characters, the story, the music, the effects, and depending on what movie he's reviewing, he may change it up a little bit.
A few moments later.
What he does during this is he finds out which one is better, the old or the new. I won't say which version won. I'll let you watch the review and find out for yourself.
Number 4.
Oh, I created something long ago. A children's film so frightening and so disturbed that no child could watch it without being scarred for life. Bring me Son of the Mask.
I got rid of it.
What?
I thought it'd be too scary for her, so I threw it into the human world.
Cerberus has 9 balls! You threw it into the human world? Mankind is not ready for something so depraved. God help the poor soul who comes across that nightmare of sadism.
Don't worry. I put it somewhere where nobody would look.
Well, if it's in a public garbage can, it must be worth reviewing.
Son of the Mask. This is a sequel to the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. I have never seen this movie, and I don't plan on ever seeing it. This movie is very, very scary. It may not have been meant to be, but it is. One of the great things about this review is we are formally introduced to the devil character played by Malcolm Ray and his daughter Evelina played by Rachel. If you're a fan of scary movies, then definitely watch this one. It's not meant to be a scary movie, but it is. If not, then at least watch the review and take pleasure in Doug's torture. He does get tortured. In fact, at the end of the movie, he begs the devil to kill him, and the devil looks at his daughter and goes, "What do you think, Evelina? Should we do it?" And his daughter looks at Doug and goes, "No, I think it's better to just leave him alive." And the devil goes, "That's my girl." Yeah, I cannot do that, devil. I cannot do that voice. I cannot do that voice.
Number 3.
$1 million.
$2 million.
$3 million.
$4 million.
$7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
A bat credit card? They gave him a bat credit card? They had the balls to give one of the greatest superheroes of all time a bat credit card? No! No! Does not compute! Does not compute! Does not compute! I think so! I apologize for that outrage. It was childish and immature. I just get a little peeved when I see one of my childhood icons carrying a bad credit card, you bastards! I'll kill you! I'll kill you, all of you! All of you will die! You'll get the gas! Rape my childhood, will you? You'll all die! You will all die!
Batman and Robin. This was one of the earliest reviews that Doug did. He calls it one of the worst movies of all time. So much so that for his review, they took every precaution to keep him from killing himself. They removed all the sharp objects from the house. They removed the necktie that he wears to keep him from hanging himself. And they patted the edge of his glasses so he wouldn't jab him in the side of his throat. And they even stopped him from taking a cyanide pill. There you go. Now, I actually like this movie. I see what's wrong with it, but I still enjoy it. Because when you're a kid, you don't look at the bad stuff. All you see is a movie. Some kids might be able to see some bad stuff, but most kids, like myself, just see a movie. Plus, we got one of the best running gags you ever saw in the clip. And that run gag is still going on today. Whenever Doug goes to a convention, there's bound to be at least one person that says back credit card, and he still goes crazy. And it is only one person. He does limit it to one person. But Batman having a back credit card makes sense. Bruce Wayne is rich. So it makes sense that as Batman, he would have a credit card that would be secretly linked to Bruce's account. So he can spend Bruce's money as Batman. So having the back credit card makes sense. And there have been times where Batman has needed to buy something. There was one animated Batman episode where Batman was trying to stay awake because someone was trying to like catch him in his dreams or something. So what does Batman do? He goes to a coffee shop and gets coffee. How does he pay for it? With money. Well, he uses cash, but details.
But why get caught up in the details?
And then going back to the Adam West Batman TV series, there was one time where they were working on a case, and they stopped somewhere to kind of talk and whatnot. And where they stopped was actually a burger joint. And one of the waitresses came over and said, "Would you guys like to order something?" They thought for a moment. They're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll order some lunch." How do you think they paid for it?
A back credit card!
Sorry. Yeah, that's how they pay for it. Alright. Moving on.
Move along.
Number 2.
4. And plus, what's with all the balloons? They're not scary. Why do they keep thinking they're scary? What, were they high? I mean, seriously, who in their right mind would ever think a balloon is scary? Hey, critic, I got a new script here. Tell me what you think.
the original It TV miniseries. Doug did this review during one of his Nostalgiaween months. This is another movie that I have not seen. I'm not a real big fan of horror movies. However, after seeing this review, I agree with Doug that it's more funny than scary. During the review, Doug played the Stephen King drinking game, where he took a shot every time there's a Stephen King trope. For example, one of the very first one was he took a shot if the story takes place in Maine. It takes place in Maine, so he took a shot. Now, for those of you wondering if he really did get drunk, no, he did not. I asked Doug himself about that, and he said he did not. It was a joke for the video. So, if I'm flipping through channels and I find this movie, I'll give it a watch. However, I'm not going to be watching the remake. That one is scary. Shortly after both of them came out, both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, Doug did a review of that movie. Now, because he did it while the movie was still in theaters, he couldn't do his typical review where he shows clips from the movie. What he did was he did a clipless review where he had just about everybody that has worked for him for Channel Awesome, which is where the Nostalgia Critic is. They all played a character from the movie. Doug was Pennywise the clown, and a bunch of other people were different characters. So, and he agrees that there's actually a couple scenes in that movie that are legitimately scary. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be watching the two remakes. Before we get to our number one pick, let's go over a couple honorable mentions. Number one, Disney-cember. Now, Disney-cember is every December, every day in December, he goes over something Disney related. In the past, it's just been movies. However, because once he started running out of Disney movies to do, he started adding other things like TV shows from the Disney Channel, Disney movies that were only on TV. When Marvel and Star Wars became part of Disney, he did a short little review of those, and that's all it is. It's like a 5-minute review of the movie. He goes over very briefly. It's nowhere near as long as his typical Nostalgia Critic episodes. And the next honorable mention is the Cards Against Humanity. Now, this isn't a Nostalgia Critic at all. This is something that they did when they were at, I think it was the Media West Expo convention, and it was everybody that was part of the Channel Awesome crew at the time. They played the game Cards Against Humanity for a charity event. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. I'll put a link to the video in the description, and it was just them having fun and raising money for charity. It's very funny. You'll definitely get a good laugh out of it.
Number one.
But that was only the first show in the lineup. Next was the always popular DT.
Why don't you just say the title?
Because I have literally, 24 years after its release, have just now gotten the theme song out of my head, and I don't want to risk putting it back in my head by possibly saying the title once more.
You mean DuckTales?
As many of you know, I've talked about this show several times in the past on both my Raiders of the Story arc and, of course, my top 11 catchiest themes.
Should we call an ambulance?
It's too late for him, so I won't waste too much time on this one.
The Disney Afternoon. This is one of my favorite reviews, and it's probably one of the more popular reviews that Doug has done. Doug, Malcolm, and Tamara review all of the Disney Afternoon cartoons. If you grew up in the late 80s and early 90s, then odds are you have seen at least one of these cartoons. And now with Disney Plus, you can see them all again. This was so popular that years later, Doug did the exact same thing for Fox Kids and Toonami. He went in order from their first show, which was Gummy Bears, all the way to the final show, The Mighty Ducks. If you're a fan of Disney shows, then this review is for you. So there you have it, the top 11 Nostalgia Critic episodes. Like I said at the start of this, these are my favorite episodes. So if there's an episode you like, let me know down in the comments down below, and there may be a part 2 to this. Now you can catch the Nostalgia Critic every Wednesday at I believe it's 6 p.m. your time, and occasionally on Thursdays there will be a first viewing of whatever movie he has done. The first viewing is when Doug and his brother Rob sit down, watch the movie that they're going to be reviewing, and they joke about it. They take notes and whatnot. There's not always a first viewing, but so that's not every Thursday. It's only sometimes. And then the Channel Awesome Crew has a Twitch. On Monday, you can see Heather Ruse, who has been in quite a few Nostalgia Critic episodes. She plays a video game. On Tuesdays, Tamara plays a video game, and also on Tuesdays they get together and they do Tournament Tuesday where they play a game against each other. Wednesdays Tamara is back. Thursday Doug, Rob, and Heather will answer any questions that you have. Friday Malcolm plays a game, and Saturday they have a coffee talk where they talk about I guess like comics and other recent media that have come out. And Sundays they take a break. So if you want to watch them, make sure you follow them on Twitch. They're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So there you have it. This has been General Kenobi. We'll catch you all next time.